Okay, hello guys.
That
Today we're going to talk about our case study in the problem solving subject. We will choose on the topic. It is scoring system in bowling game. So to talk about this bowling game, we need to know what is bowling. Bowling is a game that quite popular these days among the youngsters because not only it is very practical because it takes less skill than other games like football or baseball, and it is easy to understand. Not only that, it is indoor, and most bowling arena will have the aircon because it is inside. It is indoor games. So, what do you guys think about the scoring system in the bowling?
Um, Before that, I want to explain about the game itself because not everyone knows about how bowlings work. So basically, bowling's game is played by rolling a ball down a bowling lane to knock down the pins at the end of the lane. Okay, so bowling game is divided into 10 frames for each game. So the player is allowed up to 2 balls in each frame to knock down all 10 pins. So there might be three situations for each players. First, the players knock down all the pins with the first balls, and it will end the frame, and it's called strike. Second situation, the player knock down all the pins, but it using 2 balls, different with the first one. So when it's used the 2 balls, it will call a spare. And the third situation, when the player knock down fewer than 10 pins with the first 2 balls, is called a miss. So it's not success to knock all 10 pins lah with the 2 balls. So basically, a player will earn 1 point for each pin that they knock down, plus bonus that they will got for each strike and spare. A strike scores 10 points plus the total of the next 2 balls. A spare score 10 points plus the score of the next ball. So a strike in the 10 frame, the bowler 2 extra balls. A spare in the 10 frame earns 1 extra ball. So bowlers use a score sheet that's organized to clearly display the score, each frame, and each ball. As we can see here, by convention, they use an X to represent a strike and a slash to represent a spare. Okay, with my explanation, can you guys um can you guys talk about the case study about the bowling scoring system?
okay. In this case study, there must have a input. So basically, the input is a name, and then the number of score, and then the number of pin that have been knocked down. So why we need the name is as input. So basically, when we have the score, we must know the his or her name, right? And then why we need the number of pin? The number of pin will be the score that we must use, and then the bowler is allowed up to 2 balls to each frame to knock down all the 10 pins. So basically, the number of ball is also the input. So when we have the score, we also must have the process, right? So can you guys tell me the process is?
All right, I will continue from what Staki has just said. The process of the case study for the bowling game, of course, will have an addition. The system of addition in bowling is quite simple actually, if you really can understand what I say. So, if we will get a spare, which is with this slash symbol, it will add to the next ball thrown in the next frame. Only the first ball thrown. But if you get a strike, you will add the next frame the total number of it. So like the example like I show here, the player get a strike for the first frame, and then the next one he got a spare. So if we add up both, which is 10 pins and 10 pins, you get 20. But then the second frame he got spare, and like I just said before, if you get spare, you only get the addition to the next frame with only the first ball thrown, which is 5. So 20 plus 10 is you got 5. So it really makes sense and this simple. If you get ball thrown from 1 to 9, you will get the number just like the pin has to knock down. Like if you got 1, you will got 1 point. But if you got 0, it will call gutter ball and it will become dash like this. So, but then if we got triple strike, what will we have? So, like this in this image, the fourth ball thrown is actually 61, but then the next 3 frame he got strike, so he will get the 30 points in the 5th frame. So it's just it is what it is. So I think that's all conclude in my point of process. So what do you think about output?
Okay, so for the output that I can conclude is the output that we will get is the name of the player and the score that the player get. So for the score, they will calculate from the frame 1 until the frame 10. And it is consists of strike, spare, and the pin that knock down from 9 until 0. Okay, so the minimum score is 0 and the maximum score is 30, which 300. I'm sorry. So the most try and spare that you get is that you will get the higher result. Okay.
So all in all, there is conclude our today's meeting about the scoring system in the bowling game. So anything you guys want to add?
I think
No, it's very clear.
I think no.
All right. So that's all. Thank you for coming in the meeting today. I hope the rest of the day will become good for you guys. So thanks all.
okay. Thank you.